Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. And in British courts, history has been made. For today saw the first time a court case was televised, and a very salacious crime it was too. Here we have an M of a grandparent by a grandson. The grandson himself was a P. Now you have to be careful with the words because otherwise YouTube, it doesn't like them. So you know what I mean by someone being M'd and what a P is. A P, someone rather fond of younger people, very much younger people. You know what I mean? So we'll look at the piece, but what struck me was the punishment given. I did a video the other day saying how judges aren't giving the appropriate sentences for the crimes. And we have another example today. So let's look at it. So here we are, a landmark moment for open justice. I'm going to put open justice question mark. History is made as public watches English Crown Court judge pass sentence live on TV for the first time, as a P is jailed at the Old Bailey for more than 10 years for M-ing his grandfather. Today's sentencing was broadcast live online and on news channels on Sky News, the BBC and ITN. Judge Sarah Monroe QC sentenced convicted P Ben Oliver to life in prison for emming his grandfather. She gave him 10 years for M. This is a convicted P, gets 10 years for M. And I did a video the other day saying how courts aren't giving the appropriate punishments. I don't think 10 years is enough. He's 25, this boy. He'll be 35 when he comes out. Still young enough to be a threat to children, and certainly more than capable of committing another M or two. So perhaps 50 years in prison would be suffice. Or why not just lock him up and throw away the key? He won't be needed again. I think that would be the punishment that 99% of people in the street would say would be sufficient. So she has, I'm not going to go into it all. The basic nub of the matter is you have a convicted P who ends his grandfather because the grandfather had been accused of abusing a girl. Only accused, not convicted. And so by some strange quirk, this guy who's a convicted P ends his grandfather for it. As if by doing that, he's going to take away the fact that he is a P. I don't understand. But now we see that we're watching judges give out disproportionately weak sentences, which is good. However, as the report goes on to say, and I'm not going to go through it, it gets quite boring and trially, but we're only seeing the judge and the convicted or the defendant. We're not being shown the witnesses and we're not being shown the jury. Now, you can actually go to the court. It's open. It's a public court. You can go into public court, sit there and look at the witnesses and look at the jury. So why not show them on the television? Now, you can't be saying, oh, we're protecting the witness. Because anyone who's close to the trial or close to the defendant can go to the court, see who the witness is. And that witness isn't any safer than if it's on television. They know who the witness is. Me, you and Joe Bloggs up the street, we don't care. We just want the vicarious thrill of watching this court case unfold. Everyone knows who the witness is. It's weird. It's just weird. You watch American trials, they show the witnesses, they show the jury, everything. You show jury reactions. It's just, I don't understand why they don't do it. But look, here's the young man that ended his grandfather and the grandfather. Now, he has a boyish face, isn't he? He's 25. He will be going to prison for 10 years for ending the man on the right. I don't think 10 years is enough, and he's still a threat when he comes out. I don't get over. This is the woman who thought 10 years was sufficient. 10 years is not sufficient. But look at her. She looks the sort, doesn't she? She looks a bit lefty, a bit liberal, a bit wishy-washy. She doesn't look like the Angham and Flogging Brigade. And that's what we actually need. We need a few Angham and Flogging Brigades because it's the only way we're going to get justice in this nation. Anyway, I shall come up before I say things that YouTube won't like. I hope as time goes on and we see more of these things, that they do open it up more and we do get to see the witnesses and the jury reaction. I think that would be more interesting, and it would give us truly open court. The other thing that I didn't point out there, but which was mentioned, is that there's a 10-second delay, which I think is a bit dodgy, because it means that, let's say there was a cabinet minister giving evidence, and he said something that was deeply in the public interest, but the government have got 10 seconds to get hold of the BBC and say, you cut that, or they could be sitting there with a censorship button themselves in court cases that would necessitate it. And that isn't an open and free court at all, and where they're cutting things out because they don't want people to know. That means it's not an open and free court. Dodgy as hell. But it's a step forward, I suppose. If you like what you hear and see on the channel, please hit the subscribe button if you haven't before. Ring the bell for notifications of future output. Leave a like, leave a comment, and until next time, stay safe, stay well, don't break the law, and goodbye.